What is up? What is up? What is up? Your boy SouthShallRise. Who? SouthShallRise, man. I know y'all ain't forgot me. Man, we thought you was dead. Nah, I'm not dead. I'm here. I just ain't been uploading at all. But hey, I'm dropping the upload right now, so all's well that ends well. I see I still got some subscribers, and I know y'all been waiting for me to come back, mainly with Tekken footage, I guess. But I ain't playing Tekken lately. I ain't played it in so long I probably suck at it by now. Nah, I'm such a beast, I can never suck at Tekken. After all the hours I put in with Lay and Raven. Anyway, this is just a little video to check in. And some of y'all may have joined during my quote-unquote time off from YouTube. And I just want to say what's up to y'all. And if you wonder where new content is, it'll be here. As far as Tekken, it'll be here. Will that be Tekken Tag 2, or will it be by the time Tekken 7 comes out on PS4? At this rate, it's looking like it'll be when Tekken 7 comes out. Because I don't know. I guess I just got a little burned out with everything. Juggling YouTube, my day-to-day job, and home life. So I just kind of took a little break away from things. Mainly YouTube. I can't take a break from the job and the fatherhood role. So something had to give, and unfortunately it was YouTube, which was always a hobby to me anyway. Anyway, I'm glad some of y'all still check out my old videos for tips and tricks and leave comments. In case you're wondering, I do still read my comments. I can't help but read them. I get notifications on my phone whenever I get a new comment. And I still might not read it right away, but eventually I'll read it and respond. So if you have any questions about gameplay or anything in general, I'll still respond to you. I've always been good about responding to comments. Sometimes it takes me a long time, like I get the notification while I'm at work or something and be like, oh man, I gotta respond to this guy. And it's a pain responding to YouTube comments from a cell phone now with this new YouTube system, the comment system. It's frustrating. So I'll make a mental note and try to remember it when I get home to respond, and I'll forget. And sometimes I forget until like a couple weeks later, and I'm like, oh no, I forgot to respond to that guy. But anyway, if you want to leave a comment, just leave it. I'll respond. I'll do my best to respond and not forget. Man, I'm struggling right now to do this commentary because my son had an accident on my mattress, and I can't get the urine smell out. So I hit it with Febreze and soap and water and everything, but I can't get the smell out. So just now, before this video, I hit it with, and I hope this wasn't a disaster, but I read online that people said use a little bit of bleach and water mixed together. Now I can't breathe because I'm just breathing in bleach fumes, hoping that this eliminates the odor. I wouldn't recommend you try this. But you know, when Febreze didn't work out, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to do some kind of steam cleaning on this thing. But this is the last resort. If this don't work, then I guess I have to do some kind of little other thing. Because I can't go to sleep on this mattress and keep waking up smelling like I peed on myself. That's not cool. I'm self-conscious all day, like I'm walking around work smelling like pee. I can't have that, man. I'm a grown man. Things you go through in fatherhood. By the way, I've been thinking about starting a vlog series chronicling my day-to-day experiences as a father. Does that sound interesting? Probably not to the average person who views gaming commentaries, but for those of you who may be slightly older or who have kids of your own, you might want to check that out if I decide to let it go. So be on the lookout. I'm thinking about starting that up, and it might be a few months from now. It'll just be me being a dad and giving a look at my life outside of video games. I already do random other things on my other YouTube page. Kind of like a little vlog thing. So if you know what's been going on over there, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, back to the Tekken thing. You know, I'm gonna get back into it, and I just don't know when. Now with Street Fighter, they put out that new version. I just don't know if I'm gonna play that anymore. And what y'all think about Capcom? I heard that they were like open to being bought out. How crazy is that? I guess people ain't as stupid as I thought they was. I thought people would just keep shelling out money to Capcom to buy these games and not really care about how they were being nickel and dimed and milked with this DLC nonsense, and how they disrespected us with the Devil May Cry reboot. But apparently people opened their eyes, and now Capcom is hurting. And I can't say I feel bad for them. It's good for them. They disrespected us as consumers. They didn't give us what we wanted. They changed things that didn't need to be changed. They trolled with Mega Man. Who the hell is running the ship at Capcom right now? People are saying they want Nintendo to buy Capcom. I think that would be the worst thing ever. I mean, it would be good for Nintendo, but for us gamers, it would be like the worst thing ever. And of course, the maintenance people want to start cutting the grass right by my window as I'm doing this commentary. That figures. You might hear some weed eating and lawnmowers going on. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Nintendo buying Capcom would not be a good move for the general gaming public, because Nintendo don't even have a good online system set up. So you can kiss network play goodbye for all you fighting game fans if Nintendo bought Capcom, which I doubt they will. Nintendo is just too old school traditional to do something like that, I think. You know who I would like to buy Capcom? It would have to be a third party developer, first of all. And ain't it obvious? I think Namco should buy Capcom if they could. Namco already works with Capcom with the Street Fighter Cross Tekken series. Why not have Namco manage the fighting games? If Tekken is any indicator, you won't have to worry about them nickeling and diming with DLC and everything. They won't put out 50 million ports of the same game, and you get to share the games with all the consoles. Namco is third party. I think that would be a good place for Capcom. Like, I never really cared for the Namco Bandai merger. I don't see what really came out of that. Maybe in Japan they put out more products, but I don't really see any Bandai games coming out. But yeah, man, I could see Capcom being bought out by Namco. When I looked at all the options, all the places they could end up if somebody actually bought them, to me, from my point of view at least, that's the one that I could see happening and making sense. What do y'all think about that? I wouldn't want any first party developer to buy Capcom, because Street Fighter has never been exclusive, and I just don't see that game fitting on one console. Now, if it wasn't for Street Fighter, then hey, why not Sony? Because a lot of Capcom's biggest franchises started on PlayStation. We had Resident Evil first. Well, I'm not going back far enough in history. I gotta take that back. They actually started on Nintendo, on the NES. I'm thinking in more recent terms. Resident Evil, Devil May Cry, things like that. I'm forgetting about the old school. Nintendo did jumpstart Capcom with Mega Man, Breath of Fire, all those classic games. It's tough, man. But I don't really see anybody buying Capcom. Actually, it just seems strange, you know. It seems strange with Capcom being in this position, because back in the day, Capcom was like one of those companies where if you saw their logo on the box, you was like, "Ooh, I gotta check this out." Now it's like, fuck Capcom. Anyway, I'm rambling on about that situation. Basically, this was just to say what's up to y'all. If you're wondering what game this is, it's The Puppeteer. It was free on PS Plus in June, and I just gave it a try. I had it downloaded forever, and now I'm trying it out. This was like some of the early training gameplay, and at this point I remember being bored, like this game is gonna suck. But a little bit further along, after this section, you got the scissors, and that made the gameplay a little more interesting. And I had the first boss fight, and that kind of had me like, maybe I should give this game a chance. It's definitely not a mature game. It's got a real kiddie quality to it. So if you're looking for something that's interesting, and from what I hear, it looks great in 3D, you might want to get this one a try before it expires if you have a PS Plus membership. I do have the Sony 3D TV, the little PS PlayStation version, and the 3D glasses, but I'm not a fan of the 3D game mode. I knew it was a gimmick. But this is like the game that's probably made for 3D. It's not too, you know, crazy on the eyes. It's kind of like a 2D platformer, so I could see playing this in 3D. Anyway, like I said, I'll be back eventually. You might see me doing other things on the vlog channel that I'll start up later. And I'll be back on Tekken, which is still my favorite fighting game, you know. I just don't know when. It might be tomorrow, might be next week, and it might be when Tekken 7 comes out. But I'm gonna try not to go that far, definitely. It just wouldn't be right. I finally got to 1,000 subscribers and then I just die on YouTube. I can't do that. I can't let it go like that, man. People been riding with me since day one. Some people have been asking if I'm hurt or sick or something like that. Nah, I'm tired. A lot going on and you get tired. You need a break sometimes. I'm out.